On the same definition of mental pressure and distress. Example, her mood has initially been alarmed and a sense of oppression. Right? That's the example that we're using. So how would everybody else feel? The same people that, I don't know, could agree with the shirt, even other people who could, the same people who disagree with the shirt, but even other people who could agree with the shirt. I think that
Hold on, Eliza. Now I'm thinking, how much is this like fucking white privilege fucking imposing on
because that's honestly a part of it too, but that's the aspect that people don't like to ask, which is why I asked the question that I asked last time. Who's really pushing a narrative here? That's why I said take emotion out and look at it from a logical standpoint. On top of the fact of, as a parent, if you are a parent, please verify this with me if I am right or wrong. Whenever you go to enroll your child, there are still policies that the school has for you to enroll your child. They will actually ask you or make you sign paperwork stating if you've read the policies or not. Do they do that? I know they do it for mine. Do they do it for anyone else's?
Do you know the reason why they do that?
Oh, well, no. We're not gonna derail.
As your parental rights, if you read your parental rights that they also have you sign, they can't force your child to do any of that stuff against your will until you sign that paperwork.
Fascinating. You actually don't sign the paperwork. You just sit there and acknowledge whether you've read it or not.
Mm-hmm. And once you sign your signature, that is in agreement according to law.
That's actually not of what the policies are and what they state, which is what the rules and regulations are for being in that school. Now, if you were not to, or if you said that you did not agree with the policies, that is the time where you have the option or the opportunity to be able to take your child to another school. There is not really any signing. It is if that child is accepted into that school, they are also expected to be able to follow the policies of that school.
And they have this thing in every region called the Board of Education.
Mm-hmm.
The Board of Education sets these standards for all of the schools in their district.
Sweetheart, so that's not a question.
What options do you have if the next school has these same policies?
Once again, we're not doing
At that point, your option's taken.
We're not doing that. We are literally, I just got done asking a question of, does anyone even acknowledge this? You're hopping on something else. I don't understand what it is you're trying to defend. Again, you have every right to do. You have every right to feel. But the whole thing is this. If you cannot find a school where they have a difference of a policy that will appease you, then you take your child out of school. But you still have to offer them an education, and it has to still be a certain type of criteria. That is the whole thing in a nutshell. So that brings you back around full circle, right?
Okay, wait. I want to say something. I think also the point of pride is supposed to be about pride. And I think what this shirt did was supposed to be about shame. And yes. I think that was what the issue is.
That's
that
why hate
it felt like it was about hate. Is that it was about shame. I think that was the issue.
As far as the issue of the shirt. The issue of the shirt was pretty much doing a slap in the face that, if you were, it kind of goes and teeters along the lines of, if you were born with an XY chromosome, then you were this. If you were born with an XX chromosome, you were that. And
it's like, it's like we have not fucking evolved out of it. It's like we're just, there has not been any movement. And now we have this kid who's representing it, and it's because there's been no fucking movement. We have not fucking made any fucking progress. It's fucked up, and here we are, and what a shame. What a fucking shame.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They sat there and made folding chair shirts. They made folding chair. What side?
Look at Ashley.
And buy them only for the simple factor of what they felt that it represented at that time.
Right.
And it had nothing to do with the way. This is like my jam. I love listening to you guys debate this. Do you guys remember about 6 months ago, 8 months ago, somewhere in there was a middle school somewhere in the U.S. where a bunch of middle school kids were protesting, kids showing up. They identified as furries. You guys, anybody hear that story?
No, but honestly, I could have heard it at that time and just not really gave it too much mind.
So I was watching.
Well, I remember the thing where like people were like identifying as cats and shit like that or something, and like
right. Yeah. Boxes of school, scratching, biting, hissing, barking, all this. So what fascinated me wasn't that, right? It was the newscasters interviewing a group of students. And as I'm listening to these students, these children, right, talking, they were mirroring. It was so obvious. They were mirroring what they were learning at home because their language, their verbiage was so adult-like. Okay, I have a almost 17-year-old and a 27-year-old, right? I've watched these girls grow up, and I guarantee you, in junior high, my kid was not talking the way these kids were talking. Now, exactly. in that interview, they were interviewing an older brother, a high school student who was there to pick up one of his siblings, and he was like, he didn't know what to say, because he was just there to pick up his younger sibling. He was being genuine. Listening to these kids, they were all mirroring what they're being taught at home.
They were regurgitating. Correct. And it might not even be what they were being taught at home. It could have also been what they've been hearing on social media as well.
Correct. Or social media, and which is, if anybody knows me, they know social media to me it's the bane of our existence.
Okay, so let me show you what this is about.
Not just a homework assignment. It's like, now have like a lawsuit? I don't...
Worried about there's only like a t-shirt as well, and to say that.
Hold on.
How do you, again, like...
Hold it.
I had a...
I never thought that the shirt I wore to school one spring morning would lead to a federal lawsuit, but the reaction from the adults running my school didn't leave me with much choice. My name is Liam Morrison. I'm in 8th grade at Nichols Middle School in Middleborough, Massachusetts. Like many public schools throughout the country, my school isn't shy about expressing its views on a wide range of political
Okay, did anybody else get this commercial?
topics. My school's annual Pride Month celebration is a pretty clear example. My school spends all of June expressing its view on LGBTQ+ issues, and school officials encourage us to wear a pride gear to celebrate Pride Month.
I'm curious about your reaction.
The administration believes that a person's status as a male or female, or something else, depends only on what they feel themselves to be, and not at all on biology. You can hardly go a day without hearing those views through conversations, hallway displays, and extracurricular school events.
So, I'm recording this to have a convo.
Like my teachers and principal, I have beliefs too, and I'm not shy about sharing them. I believe there are only two sexes, male and female, and I believe what we call a person's gender, whether someone is man or woman, boy or girl, has everything to do with whether their sex is male or female. This view is backed up by science, and even though the administrators at my school would like me to think I'm alone in holding this view, I know I'm not. Many of my...
Okay, so I was very surprised by this for all the reasons. Mostly I've never seen a child in an advertisement or propaganda or political something like this before, and I don't know. I haven't really processed it fully yet.
classmates agree. So, on that spring morning, I wore a shirt that got right to the point. There are only two genders. It was so first period when my principal pulled me out of class. I was told that people were complaining about the words on my shirt, that the words on my shirt might make some students feel unsafe. That's right, they admitted the possibility that some words on a shirt might make people feel unsafe was enough to silence my speech. Speech on top.
Unsafe? That's odd. Or very specific.
Topic that already fledged the school. They claimed that I wasn't in trouble, but it sure felt like I was. I was told that I would need to change my shirt before I could return to class. When I respectfully told them that I did not want to do that, they called my dad. Thankfully, he supported my decision and came to pick me up. The next week, my dad sent an email to the district superintendent. He wanted to know why I wasn't allowed to express my own opinion, even though I see others do the same every day in their choice of clothes, pins, posters, and speech. Even at 12 years old, I have my own opinions, and I have a right to express those opinions, even at school. This right is called free speech. It's protected by the First Amendment to the Constitution. We got in touch with an attorney who sent a letter to explain that to the district. In response, the district doubled down. They sent a letter back saying they would continue to censor anyone who disagreed with their view on gender identity.
This is super intense.
So, the day after we got the letter, I wore another shirt to school. This time it said, "There are censored genders." As soon as I showed up in class, I was sent to the principal's office. I'm an honor roll student, and I didn't want to miss another day of school, so I changed my shirt so I could stay. Rather than respecting my right to free speech, officials chose to censor me, twice. That's why, with the help of Alliance Defending Freedom and the Massachusetts Family Institute, we filed a lawsuit calling on the court to hold my school accountable for violating my constitutional freedoms. I've learned a lot from this experience. I've learned that a lot of other students share my view, and I've learned that adults don't always do the right thing or make the right decisions. Now it's my school district's time to learn a valuable lesson. Free speech is for everyone, including those who disagree with those in charge. To find more stories like mine, visit adflegal.org/freedom matters. Before you go, click like on this video and subscribe to the...
What do you think?
Okay, well, hold up.
Is that someone can say it and it be taken emotionally, right? I would have expected something like that, but something like this,
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that was just a little bit more covert. And my thing is, if you have to sit there and do the micro or the macro aggressions, that means that you are well aware of the fuckery that you're putting out there. Yeah. You're well aware of the opinion that you're saying, and you're also well aware it's going to offend somebody.
Well, and what's so sad is it's the little boy, right? The 12-year-old. He's not fully aware. His brain is not fully developed yet to be aware of the entirety of the situation. His parents are.
Mm-hmm. You know? Oh, yeah. And look, and the 13-year-old is not okay. I just saw this commercial. He's 12 in it, and I just read an article about the 13-year-old being fucking hospitalized.
Yeah.
Like, this is what's up. Like, and he looks fucking uncomfortable on the couch, and now I feel bad about it. You know what I mean? Like, here we are. Like, this,
but he was also there for bullying once again over freckles. I did not hear anything in that said that he was bullying because a year prior they recognized him as this person and they decided to go ahead and
nothing about it.
Right.
Exactly. Nothing about that. There's not even a damn mention about it. His parents are just saying that, like, you know, it was an anti-fucking bullying fucking article. It was just saying that his parents were just saying, like, you know, it was just about that. There was not a damn mention about it.
Right. Yeah.
Which is fucking creepy.
Shame on them. That's all I gotta say is shame on them. Because they used their kid as a tool.
Yes, they did.
And I was watching, I got, like, this, you know, I was the, like, vertical, like, feed for, like, the live streams or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was, like...
So... Is this wrong? What do you think?